To each his own, but like I tell everyone, I mean, if you want me to carve circles in your head, I'll carve circles in your head, but just make sure that when you go out in public,
you don't tell them who did it.
You can tell them who did it, but you just say that you wanted that.
Yeah.
Don't just say that I just randomly just carve circles in your head.
Oh, it's like I want a stupid haircut. I told you I wanted a Florida fatback.
Yeah, this Florida.
I think it's funny. I don't know.
There's Florida fatback stuff going on over here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Shop Talk. Today, I have my barber, well, I should say on again, off again, on again, off again barber, Ryan, in the chair.
Part-time resident.
He's in the hot seat right now. So, we'll start off with Ryan introducing himself. Ryan, tell him, who you are, where you came from, where you went to school.
All right.
And we'll go on from there.
Yeah, I went to school in Socket at a place called Rob Roy. And I text Carlos probably 300 hours into my program, and I said, hey, they're not teaching me much in here. What do you got going on? And he was like, come in, we'll talk. So came in. I started just doing, just like one day a week while I was going to school, start picking up some skills and getting comfortable talking to clients and everything. And then I'm trying to think of the timeline. I believe I moved to Warwick.
Yep.
So I tried to work at another shop just because it was a little closer. That didn't really end up working out. So that was time number one that I was hired. Time number two, I came back and worked out great. I was here for, I don't know, probably close to a year, something like that.
Yeah.
And then up and left and went to Florida. And then, now I am back to up and leave and go to Florida the third, the fourth, or whatever time we're on now. So that's a timeline. I think I learned more in the first 2 weeks of being here than I did my whole time at school. So it's been cool. This is really the only barbershop I've ever established my own brand at. Worked at one in Florida, but it was more, you just kind of, they have their own clients. You're just kind of there to make the money. So
it's a different kind of clientele down there than up here, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. I think that, you get some of the people because there's so many people like me that move there from somewhere else, and you can tell right away where somebody's from. It's not only, everybody thought I was from New York. A lot of people didn't even know what Rhode Island was, which is funny. But yeah, you'll get the guys that, they come and see you and they only see you and whatever, and you build a relationship with them, but it's not probably even 10% of the people there, at least at that type of shop. Here, it's like, everybody's your friend here. You know something about them, and,
You develop relationships with the clientele you have here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's start off. You got brothers, sisters,
One
where's
brother.
mom, dad?
My dad is in Warwick.
Yep.
That's where I stay. And
Yep.
then my mom's down here. I got one brother. He's also down here. That's about it.
So what got you into barber?
Honestly,
What made you choose this path?
I feel like I've had a couple different answers for that over the years. And I think that one that stayed consistent is that you really get to have a lot of your own personality, or do your own thing integrated into your job. So I've never come here and felt like I was at work. In the sense that I've never woken up and been like, oh man, I can't go to work today.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good time. As much as it's a job and, you obviously take it serious and stuff, but
Right.
it's fun. It creates a good environment. You can kind of do some of your own stuff and put it into the day, into your career. So that's nice.
It's funny that you say that because there isn't really ever, other than when it's beautiful out, I don't want to go on my boat, obviously just human nature stuff, but there's never a day where I say, oh man, I don't want to go to work.
Yeah. I've definitely had plenty of jobs where I did say that. So.
Exactly. And, honestly, I didn't have many jobs before this job.
Mm.
I went from high school. I was at the University of Rhode Island. I had BS jobs here and there. Nothing serious. And then I left school for personal reasons, and I got into this. And I never expected I'd be here.
Yeah,
28 years later.
it's
But it's been a great career,
absolutely
and my kids have always pretty much had what they've wanted,
right.
besides what they needed, which is huge because I grew up with maybe the things you needed, not the things you wanted.
Yeah,
So it's different. It's a different world.
and it's cool that you could have people from every walk of life in the world that have just some different reason that they want to get into barbering. I feel like maybe it's just because I am a barber, so I see a lot of like the stuff on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, but I feel like a lot of people want to be barbers now, and I feel like it wasn't maybe always that way. Like,
No.
it's definitely blown up into
No,
a
no,
really
no.
big thing. And there's different types, I mean, like for us, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain it, but like, you know what I mean? There's different types of shops, there's different types of barbers, and and you can get a good mix of like people that do different things in one place. It creates a pretty good environment.
I mean, you have guys that have their own styles and do certain cuts a particular way better than other cuts.
Yeah.
Than the other person who can do a fade better than someone who does, a low ball temp better than the other guy.
Yeah.
It all depends on their style and what they're, to me, I'm not a big fan of this new haircut. This looking like a llama.
Yeah.
Alpaca haircut drives me crazy because the amount of tapering and
you're doing three
and
fades
work
in
that
one,
goes
yeah.
into those haircuts, and then the kid doesn't come back for a month and a half, 2 months.
6
It's
months,
like, oh my goodness,
I don't want nothing off the top.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're spending all this time doing all this tapering.
Well, I had a time that in here, maybe not the first one I ever did, but like one of the first ones I ever did like that when that started becoming real popular. And I did the best I could, but man, I don't know. Like I said, you're doing like 3 fades in one. Then you gotta try to make everything as sharp as humanly possible, and it takes a little bit, especially when you're not used to it. But I've definitely been in the position where I didn't really understand, why the hell do you want all this bulk on the side? So you live and you learn. I'm all right at them now.
I mean, to each his own, but like I tell everyone, I mean, if you want me to carve circles in your head, I'll carve circles in your head, but just make sure that when you go out in public,
you don't tell them who did it.
You can tell them who did it, but you just say that you wanted that.
Yeah.
Don't just say that I just randomly just carved circles in your head.
Oh, it's like I want a stupid haircut. I told you I wanted a Florida fatback.
Yeah, this
because I think it's funny. I don't know.
This Florida fatback stuff going on over here, and that's the thing too. When I got into barbering, back to what you were saying, that nobody wanted to get into barbering.
Yeah.
And when I took the test, the barber, I actually had to go in front of somebody on the barber board to do a haircut and a shave. I don't know how it works for you guys, but I had to go to a barbershop in Wickford.
Yeah.
And the guy told me, in 10 years, I'm going to look your license up, and I guarantee you're not going to be barbering. And I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, he says barbering's a dying trade, and you're not going to want to be doing this in 10 years. You're going to find something better to do.
I feel like I've been told that by guys who, I had the same barber since I don't know if he gave me my first ever haircut, but definitely less than a year old. And, he told me, because I would always tell him, like, I want to do this, and he'd be like, yeah, all right. And then, after so long, he was finally like, dude, do you really, really want to do this? And I was like, yeah. So, he let me kind of learn in his shop a little bit too. Like, I could bring in my friends. He had a spare station that I could use once in a while, whatever. But
listen, I'm happy that you're back here.
Best place to be.
I desperately needed some more barbers in here.
Yeah.
And with that being said, the amount of walk-ins that we've had to turn down or push out the door because we couldn't get them in, come on back. Because we got Ryan here.
Yeah.
So there's 3 of us that are always on, and we'll be more than happy to take care of you. We're always looking for new clientele.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Ryan is definitely looking to fill his schedule as well.
That's the other thing too is I feel like sometimes people, look at me and be like, "Ooh, I don't know," but I've been at it for. It's hard to like sit here and say exactly how long, but I consider like 5 or 6 years of going at it between trying to teach myself to then practicing at that other shop to going to school to coming here. So it's been a little while that
Well,
I've
a lot
been
of times,
at it.
the hardest part of doing this is you constantly have to reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't reinvent yourself, you fall behind in the trade.
Right.
And secondly, you lose love. You lose love for what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're in the wrong place too. Which is
if you're in the wrong place, forget about it.
that was the problem with where I was in Florida, was that it was
Right.
just kind of like.
Thank you. So we've had a lot of interruptions here, guys. Apologize. Just me and Ryan right now.
Somebody decided to take the day off.
So we're gonna cut this short. We'll have another episode again. I'll have Ryan on here again so we can talk some more.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a full haircut that time.
Yeah, hopefully a better one too. See y'all later.